The Calling. Hey guys, what's going on? Alex,
Yes.
Daniel,
Yes,
and Dom, all the whole band.
we're here.
Congratulations on the new video and song, Stand Up Now. I've been plugging it on my Facebook and anything I can. I love the song,
Thank
you
Thank
you.
know. It's definitely adrenaline rush for me, and where'd you film that?
Filmed in Rio on our last Brazilian slash Latin American tour. This past, when was that? April of this past year.
Right,
April.
yeah,
And we released the song to coincide with that tour. So
right,
this isn't uh this is not like the first single for the album. The album is will come out this year,
right,
but we have a more radio type calling
right.
anthemic rock song that's going to come out um in the summer.
Cool.
So this was just kind of a song that we put out in the middle, to kind of
Right.
say, hi, we're still here and we exist. It
Wow.
took long enough.
Cool, cool, cool. You guys really have some history and stuff like that. And I've been watching a lot of videos this morning and stuff like that. Amazing career, all of you. All of you phenomenal musicians and vocalists. And I congratulate you. Making a comeback like this. And so, when do you think the album will be out? About mid year?
I mean, I believe the first single will be mid-year, and touring will be the same starting around then.
Right.
The album itself, I don't know how quickly that'll come after, because they release like song by song now, so I'm not
Right.
sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the album will come; it'll be out this year for sure. I
Right.
just don't know the exact. There's lots of things that can
Cool.
change that.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Uh, your first album was Camino Palmero and went platinum. Is that true?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it went no multi-platinum.
Oh,
I don't. I think we sold like 10 or 13 million worldwide, which was
right.
great.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. It was,
Cool. Cool. Now, Alex, you're originally from LA?
yeah. I'm here now in the fires.
Cool. Cool. And how you doing?
I'm the only one of us who hasn't been evacuated. I think both of these guys had to get evacuated, right?
Yeah.
And then,
Wow.
but now you're back because you're safe,
Uh-huh.
I guess. But
Yeah.
I just didn't have power for 4 days, and I don't have a hot water heater. It doesn't work. Everything just
Right.
got, yeah. But I'm not, but I don't have fire burning my house down, so I'm very lucky.
Wow.
Yeah.
Definitely cool. Definitely cool. Now, Daniel, you were raised in Long Island?
Right. But
Uh-huh.
I've been out in LA now since 2003, so
Right.
I spend more
Wow.
time here than the East Coast.
Cool. Cool. Um, Tell me a little bit. I was watching this like documentary on you guys on YouTube. I'm trying to figure out the name. It was called "The Calling: The Tragic Story of the Band Behind Whenever You
I
Will
wouldn't
Go."
I wouldn't call that a documentary. That's more of a somebody who threw shit together, and but it's almost all of it's pretty close to true, actually.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wanted to know about that because I was watching. I said I got to ask them guys is how much of it's true and how much is false.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, right when in 2011, when my solo record was about to come out, um, that I'd worked years on, I was diagnosed with Parkinson's. That part's true,
Uh-huh.
Parkinson's disease. So that took me out for a long time. Obviously, I was not able to do really anything for a good 4 or 5 years, but I kept getting better. So they redid the scans and stuff, and they said that the disease wasn't showing in my brain anymore, which it doesn't really happen. So that was like it was like I don't know. It's either a miracle or they fucked
All right.
up in the beginning, and I'd never had the disease, and I had like the syndrome. Anyway, but yeah, that was one of many. many setbacks. There's been a lot of setbacks to try to get to this point to be able to put out a record finally.
Right.
That was a big
Now,
one.
cool. Now, Dom, is it true that you're an All-American quarterback?
I was an academic All-American at Malone University. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
how was that playing
It's,
ball?
it's a good time. It was a time you can't get back, so I just enjoyed it when it was going on, and always kind of had these two competing loves of athletics and music, but you can only do athletics for so long. So that it kind of rode its course, and it help instill a lot of skills that I use on stage now, actually, which is really fun.
So,
Quarterback.
Dom, who's going to win the Super Bowl?
Oof. I think Bills. Yeah, I think the Bills.
Wow. What do you think, Alex?
I I'm embarrassed to say I don't know anything about sports.
Okay.
Not the Jets.
No,
The Jets.
they might
Yeah.
not even have a quarterback no more. So,
Whoa.
who
Yeah.
knows? Wow.
Yeah.
So, Daniel, who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl?
Probably the Chiefs.
That's
I only know about the Chiefs because my neighbor and close friend is
uh
from Kansas City and big Chiefs guy, so I don't hear the end of it.
cool.
Let's
Well,
hope.
Dom, tell me a little bit about your musical career.
So I grew up in small town Ohio. Was blessed with a really talented uncle who was a musician and had a record deal back in the 80s and everything, and just kind of made a niche for himself doing Christmas music back in the tri-state area of West Virginia, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. And so I basically kind of grew up with him and as in his band as my uncles, and kind of learned how to cut tape, learned how to record on tape, learned how to just do everything in the studio and on stage from those guys growing up. And came out to LA right after college, and worked on the Guitar Hero video games, worked on music for TV and film, and then just started my own solo project called Liberati a few years ago. And I've always been a fan of The Calling, and got hired to do like a little live stream performance as the bassist of The Calling with Alex back in 2022, I want to say late 2022. And then we kind of that was the beginning of the relationship, and just kind of started from there, just playing more and more on fly dates, and now officially in the band and super stoked about it.
Cool. What was the first concert you attended, and did it make any kind of impact on you?
Yeah, for sure. Some street festival in Steubenville, Ohio, of all
Uh,
places, that my uncle played in like the 90s. And I
uh,
remember he let me and my cousin sit on stage, side stage, and I
right.
just felt the rumble of the bass all night. And this bass player was incredible, who played with my uncle Tommy Bell, and rest in peace. And I just, from that moment, I was like, that's exactly what I want to do. And that's exactly the instrument I want to play.
Cool. What was the first record you ever bought?
I I I don't remember the one I ever bought, but I remember the first cassette that my parents ever got for me, and it was
Uh,
Michael Bolton. It was his
okay.
big record,
He was
and
popular. Yeah.
yeah, it was like in
Great
that
singer.
same year. Somebody got me Michael Bolton, and then MC Hammer, and it was like
Wow.
just
Oh wow.
there.
That's yeah.
That's a big change, huh? That's a big
Yeah,
change. But I mean, Michael Bolton also had Bruce Kulick from Kiss in that band
yeah.
at one time. So, they were a pretty popular band.
I
And
always
I
heard
think he's
that
still going.
I heard that Michael Bolton is a big metalhead, and whenever he does sound checks for his stuff, like he just always just has the band play these amazing metal songs, and that he's just like that's always actually been his passion. It's
Cool.
pretty
Maybe yeah, he's always had the metal hair. Maybe
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
well, not anymore, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. How about Alex? What was your first concert, and did it make any kind of impact on you?
Yeah, massively. I don't know the exact which one was first. I was thrown into a lot of concerts early on. Um, but Don Henley probably was that was one that was very young. Uh, Paul McCartney,
Uh-huh.
that was
Cool.
incredible. But I think the biggest influence for me as a kid when I was 5 years old, it was the opening night of in Paris of Phantom of the Opera,
Uh-huh.
and that was like, I mean, even though I'm not a theater dude or whatever, but blew me away. I mean, I just remember that, and all the songs in it just were stuck in my head forever. And that was a huge influence.
Cool, cool.
Singing.
What was the first record or album or whatever you want to call it that you bought?
Again, it was more about what I was being given. I had
Right.
my older teenage sister was listening to Bon Jovi and Pearl Jam.
Uh-huh.
So, I was hearing that a lot, and she gave me one of their CDs. And then at the same time, my dad was always playing David Bowie and Led Zeppelin
Right. Yeah. Cool.
and the Beatles. So yeah, my first CD was a one that he gave me. It was a David Bowie record.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Bowie in the beginning because I remember an album I picked up was an album called Pinups by Bowie, and that was pretty amazing. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
How about you, Daniel? What was the first concert you attended, and did it make any impact on you?
I just asked my pops. He says the first one I attended to was Johnny Winter, which I don't really remember. I think he's wrong because I remember the earliest one I can remember is Springsteen, Nassau Coliseum, and Billy Joel. We saw all the time. Just those East Coast, Long Island guys. I remember Springsteen. We couldn't stay to the end because he was playing. He was going 3.5 hours. My dad had to go to work the next day. He's at the part of the show where he pretends to faint. And Steve Van Zandt has to resurrect him to do the last couple of songs.
Right.
They did that?
Oh yeah.
That's funny. I didn't know that.
He would just lay on stage he's like, I'm done.
Toast, yeah.
3.5 hours in.
Wow.
That's insane. I never knew that.
Cool. How about the first record?
Well, my dad was playing Beatles and John Lennon the day I came home from the hospital.
Yeah.
In front of him. That's what he rocked me to sleep to. I remember when I got my CD player, first 2 CDs I had was Guns N' Roses Use Your Illusion 2.
Oh yeah.
And the Top Gun soundtrack.
Right, yeah.
Both are fire out. The Top Gun soundtrack is amazing.
Yeah.
Beginning to end. But Use Your Illusion 2 was huge for me. And then my dad just came up to my room one day and handed me a CD, and it was Siamese Dream by the Smashing Pumpkins. And at this point I was just playing piano. He handed me that CD, and then I think 2 days later I made him take me to guitar, or Sam Nash buy a guitar.
Cool. Dom, what's your feeling about vinyl making a comeback?
I love it. I kind of a sucker for grabbing as much as I possibly can when I can.
Yeah.
I love the idea of I think music is a tangible thing that you should be able to hold in front of you, and I love that the album's making a bit of a comeback, and that people are just kind of it's funny. It's like Alex was saying, most people will release songs in singles now, and it's like the single is on the focus. But I do feel like there's, at the same time, as consumers, everyone wants to binge things like new TV shows. They want the full catalog there. So I think there's a bit of a pushback to albums. And as an artist and as a listener, I like albums more than anything. I like that cohesive, chapter of somebody's life and everything kind of playing in the same storyline.
Cool.
So that's what I'm thinking about this record too.
Cool. So if you had to pick download, CD, vinyl, or cassette, what would you take?
Ooh, that's a tough one because I love cassettes too. Vinyl, I think. Vinyl has the most.
Cool.
But vinyl, yeah, I picked vinyl for sure.
And how about you, Daniel?
Vinyl.
Wow.
I heard the other day, I don't know if it's true or not, but the shorter albums are on vinyl.
Right.
30 minutes, 35 minutes. The space between the grooves are larger, and it actually sounds better. It's like shorter records sounded better on vinyl. I've never heard that before.
Right.
I've never heard that either.
Like that before?
Cool.
Interesting. But...
Right. Yeah. Wow. So, can you tell me anything about any of the new songs that are be coming out, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, a couple years ago, I was finally at a point where I was able to to come back and get the calling going again. And I found both these guys. I mean, Daniel I've known since he played in the Calling in 2004, so we've known each other for a long time. And of course, Dom came in, but I wanted them to be part of the creation process, so we wrote all the songs together on this, which was very different for me and anything I've done. So it was definitely a collective effort. And there's I don't know, there's a lot of different things than the Calling made of. I was a teenager when I wrote the first Calling record. I was 15 when I wrote a lot of those songs. So it's different now. I've been through obviously a lot. We all have, and there's a lot of depth to the songs, and also play like a lot. There's a lot more fast like tempo songs that
Right.
I would have never done a long time ago. There's I don't know, there's mostly big anthemic tunes, that are hopefully going to end up being played in an arena if all goes right.
Well, yeah, definitely. How'd you guys get such a big fan base in Brazil?
Constant touring there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the Calling broke way bigger outside of America. In America, it was like, it was like Wherever You'll Go, and then we had the Adrian song, and then I don't know, it just kind of, and I don't know, America's more fickle. Whereas we broke really big in Europe and Asia and South America. And South America, of all those places, is the easiest to kind of get down to and tour. And we just did the tour we just did last year was I think my 9th tour down there. So, but no, we also a lot more #1 songs in those parts of the world as well. Like in Brazil, they are 4 or 5 #1 Calling songs, whereas it's different, of course, other places. So the places that had that kind of amazing exposure, we were able to to keep touring there. And now we go there and play for our fans from 20 plus years ago, and they have their own kids. And, yeah, it's cool.
Cool. Dom, what do you miss most when you were, say you're about 15? What do you miss the most in that era?
That era, I think I'm trying to get back to that era in terms of the consuming music.
Uh-huh.
I think I go in these cycles of like when I'm writing a bunch, I'm not listening to music a ton, but I've been in a writing phase for the last couple of years. So I want to get back into just like devouring bands like I used to, and just being super deep into being inspired by new artists. And honestly, like for as much as Spotify and all these other companies kind of try to push you to new music, like there's nobody that's really come across my radar recently that's just really like taken me by storm. So I'm looking forward to just kind of get into more as a listener, actually.
Cool. Alex, what do you miss when when you were a young kid that you think back and say, man, I really miss that?
Being not having obviously all the responsibilities of adulthood.
Yeah.
And I miss having that infinite energy, and a lot of that. I have an 8-year-old son, and so I get reminded every day what it was like. So I can't keep up with him at all. But yeah. Anyway.
Cool. How about you, Daniel? What do you miss most when you were a young kid?
I mean, I resonate with what Alex said, just not having, not paying taxes is nice. Definitely have more energy, and it's just the ignorance of adulthood, to really realize how good you have it.
Right.
I don't know. I'm just playing roller hockey.
Uh-huh. Cool.
Intense
Definitely
sports.
cool. Wow.
Simple stuff like that.
How'd you hook up with the O'Donnell Media Group and Shauna?
It's kind of confusing, but basically our manager is that he's at CTK, management. He's Dolly Partner's manager. Am I forgetting his name?
Danny Nozell.
Yeah, Danny Nozell. Thank you. But we have like a day-to-day manager who's is actually has his own management company, and that's Denny, and he's and Shauna is with Denny. So it's kind of like a temporary thing at the moment, working with her, but she's been really great so far, and and putting all these stuff together.
Dom, do you collect anything?
Just guitars, a lot of guitars.
How many? How many?
Close to 30 at this point.
Cool, cool.
Jeez.
So how do you pick it out? How do you go to the store?
Usually it's the priority is sonically what I don't have in my palette right now as a producer, and then secondary to that is definitely look.
Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah.
What's the newest one you got?
Newest one is, let's see. Here's the problem is I hit like a warehouse sale and I got like 5 in one sitting, but
Wow.
this is a guild. It's like
Oh,
it's
that's
like
nice.
but the color's called like Canyon Dusks, so it's like a
Like,
really
looks like an SG.
a really soft
Yeah,
kind of
that's
like
nice.
purple sparkle kind of on it. So sounds pretty great.
Cool.
And yeah, the latest.
Cool, cool. And what's your feeling on autographs?
I try to sign as many as possible, as much as possible, because fans make this whole thing work. Although I will say on this last tour, we definitely found a few people who waited at hotels who, let's say, I don't think they were fans as much as trying to make a buck
Yeah,
on.
I can
That's-
understand.
Yeah.
You know, how about you, Alex? What's your feeling on autographs?
Well, man, every second we're out touring and working, I'm signing everything. It's not. There's a lot of body parts too. A lot of people want people go get your signature tattooed on them, which is bizarre.
Yeah.
But that's important. In photos, all of that. It's you got to try to get to each fan.
Cool, cool. Do you collect anything
Um,
besides bills? You know?
Yeah. No, I don't. I mean, not really. My son is a crazy collector of many things, but
Cool, cool. What does he collect?
he's a weird kid. He collects like silver and gold and shit.
That's good.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
No, it's great. But now he's into Pokemon and other stuff. That's not.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Wow. How about you, Dan? You collect anything?
No, I'm trying to get rid. I having very minimal amounts of items.
Yeah.
Like,
He
so
likes
this right here. That's all the knickknacks that I own. But,
right on there. Yeah.
That's too much.
Yeah.
Very minimalist. Yeah.
Cool, cool.
You know, I used to collect baseball cards and stuff like that. But
Cool, cool. And what's your feeling on autographs?
I'm all for it.
Yeah,
as long
cool.
as if the intent behind it is, for a good reason.
Definitely cool, cool. Well, you guys, it's great chatting with you. The calling, I appreciate all you guys' time, and I know it's hard on you being in LA, and keep up the good work. Dom, would you like to say anything to the fans out there?
Just thank you. Thanks for sticking with us, and I'm sure you're gonna love this album.
Record, yes, perfectly said.
Cool, cool. How about you, Dan? You want to say anything to the fans out there?
Yeah, we're all really excited to get this new music out and get back on stage, back on the road, and just introducing this new piece of art to you guys.
Cool, cool. And Alex?
Same. I mean, I've been through a lot to get to here, and I'm just really excited to finally have music that's been in my head for 10 years, and then we obviously wrote things, but just to finally have hearing it is just super exciting for me. Yeah.
Cool, cool. Well, you guys, thanks a lot. I appreciate the chat. Good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you later. Bye-bye.